So this video is going to be about if you're a victim of any of Spheria or Goatis's scams, there's something you might be able to do to help. And if you're a victim, not a victim of his scams, I think there could possibly be something you could do to help as well. So if you're into that kind of thing, that's what this is about. And I'm going to post all of this on Kiwi Farms, including like downloadable links to the documents if you want to fill them out and mail them and or email them. Like hard copy and an email option. This is the email option I'm showing you, but I'm also going to give you information on what to do to the mailed option. So first of all, YouTube has a policy that if you're not a personal victim of a crime, then they don't have to listen to you. But there is a way around that potentially for people that were not, but want to do something, and that's what I did here. So I'll show that example as well. So this is the form, and you're going to put all this personal information here, which doesn't go to Goatis, don't worry. Then the entity that you're sending it to in this document, it's Google Legal Investigation Support. And that's actually for subpoenas, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'll explain that why later as well. And I'll show you also the contact information for everywhere else we're going to send this same stuff. So the subject will be cybercrime complaint, and the heading is greetings. And then you can read that. I'm ready to file a formal complaint regarding multiple cybercrime incidents from a wanted fugitive on your platform, currently wanted for using your platform to raise funds for an attempted murder of a woman and child. Your awareness of that, which this opening bit of information has created, gives you a burden of responsibility liability, regardless of YouTube's policy, regarding crime where one has to be the direct victim, and it has to take place in the US. All other laws that factor in will be cited at the end. So this is my way of letting them know that I know about their policy, and I'm telling them this anyway, and then I think it creates liability that what I just told them does. And they may, if it perks their ears up, they may think, well, I'll go ahead and read this just to see. Or they may go right to the end to see what laws I'm citing and then see if they think it's worth reading. Everybody else, if you've actually been a victim of like the camera scam or the I want to see my baby scam and all this other stuff, doing something similar to this, in your case, it actually will apply. They'll have to look at it as you're a personal victim of a crime committed by him online, a scam. So nature of the incident, I put online scams to raise money where the money was not for the purpose set forth in the appeal for funds, but was used to commit felonious crimes. And then one such appeal was for murder to injure or kill the victims, and it's currently occurring on your platform in the form of another online scam. So he did it before, and he's currently doing it again. Extortion and doxing of witnesses and victims of the attempted murder using your platform, of which you've now been made aware. So the current scam is the one I'm using as the date of incident. Whatever date something happened to you on, you go and look at that video and see the date it was uploaded or the date you gave money. And also, you're going to supply some evidence of that too. Like you can supply a copy of your card where you sent money, any email correspondence with him where he, I hope you get to see your baby. And you find out later what it's really all about. That kind of stuff. Okay, so the date is the release date of the video for the current scam focused on the attempted murder victims, which would be Luna and her son, raising money via crypto as they did before. It's for a purpose other than the one stated as before, which is why he and his partner, also on your platform, are wanted for attempted murder. That will be outlined below. And I did a separate one of these for Primal Bell, so you can do it in one document or whatever. So the details of the incident would be content creator committing these crimes has had two channels, Spheria and Goatis. The Spheria channel is banned, Goatis remains. He's committed some crimes on both channels. The current scam where the funds will not be used for what he is stating is in, and then I put a hyperlink. For emailing, you can put a hyperlink. I'm going to show you how to do the APA or the MLA citation for the videos, which you kind of need to do that if you're doing it in a written hard copy letter. And then I'll also put that on Kiwi Farms. So that's liable, the title of the video. The person in question is the victim of the acid attack and arson paid by this content creator allegedly. She's not accused of kidnapping. That's what makes that liable by the courts. But this guy is wanted for trying to murder the child via a Molotov cocktail he paid to have thrown into the child's window using funds obtained on your platform. So the woman who's the subject of the video and her child, her son, are living in hiding due to multiple murder attempts. It's widely known on your platform by thousands of people all around the world that he's using it to commit crimes. These are comprehensive videos on the matter that compile videographic evidence and documentation, such as court records of his prior crimes, more recent crimes, and current attempt at crime committed utilizing your platform. So these are three of what I think to be the most comprehensive videos on those subjects. And then videos made by the victim. These are Luna's videos. I explained here that this one is outlining the immigrant scam. Immigrants beat up my girlfriend. No, they didn't. And then down here, videos about the acid attack, and I explained that. And these are 3 videos. Let's see. This is Luna's. Yeah, all these are Luna's still. Day that changed my world. And these are about how he never contacted her with a lawyer to see his son, as he outlined in that video, but instead she was, slammed with acid and beaten almost to death, and her house was burned down. So to reiterate, he's currently on your platform, once again attempting to raise money via donations, including crypto, to hire a lawyer, to file several lawsuits against, he claims, his acid attack victim. And then I go into explaining his smear campaign that he ran on the platform, and also threatening to kill her, which is in audio format, and I provided a second paper with the Patreon. On Patreon, they have a audio link to that. And in written form regarding a child, part of this campaign toward her included calling her a child molester. But he has all these videos promoting being one, and I cited all of those videos, including one that's on the current channel of his, the Goatis channel, where he in the live stream talks about why he loves to ride the bikes that I explain him speaking in code on all these other occasions, which is also brought up in some of those other videos, so they'll be able to tie that together if they look at that. So, legal citations regarding why they have an obligation to act. So, mens rea means that you have an awareness. So, to satisfy that, the online intermediary would need knowledge that its policy or practice facilitated the principal perpetrator in executing the crime, which we just gave them. And this is an example of a case like that. So that means that if this trumps their little policy, then this matters more. And somebody with some sense might know what I'm saying there. I'm talking about at the legal department there. They may get that, better maybe do something about this. So a social media company would not even need to know the precise crime intended by the principal perpetrator, as long as it's aware that one of a number of crimes will probably be committed, and one of those crimes has been committed. This is the case for that. The Rome Statute of the ICC, since this is an international thing, this shows that they still could have culpability for aiding and abetting any kind of crime committed somewhere else other than the United States. And platform-enabled crimes, this is a whole comprehensive thing in the Boston, I forget the exact source, but the link takes you right to it. Boston law, something like that. Anyway, TCO regulations of Europe, that's a social media, once a social media company has been made aware of terroristic activity on their platform. So that's the terrorist content online regulation that they have in Europe. If you're hosting terrorism, you have to take it down within an hour. And so I would consider threatening Luna, threatening Kathy's family. A lot of these things, to me, would fall under the bill of terrorism, but it depends. I haven't read that whole thing, but I would think, but they're more talking, if you read some of the examples from that other legal source about TCO, they're talking about entire groups of people being wiped out, like in Myanmar or something, like genocide. But it might apply to domestic terrorists or individuals terrorizing other individuals. I'm not sure. No harm in mentioning it. Request for investigation is your next section. I kindly request you conduct a thorough investigation into this matter. Take appropriate legal action against the perpetrator. Your prompt attention to this complaint is crucial. Contact information, your email address. And then I understand the severity of cybercrimes and trust you'll take the necessary steps to address this matter. And then I just added this. This is a uniquely terrible situation in that the victims are in hiding. One is a young child, and the perps are hiding as well, but are able to use your platform to scam well-meaning people out of money to commit horrible crimes, including potentially murdering a small child. Thank you for your immediate attention and assistance. Sincerely, your name here. So you can do some variation on this theme. And I want to point out too, don't hold yourself out as an attorney or that you represent Luna or that you are Luna or anything like that, thinking that it's helpful, because it really wouldn't be. It's actually a crime under Title 18, so don't do that. And then also here are some places where you're going to send this stuff as well. So that's Google. And I'll explain something about subpoenas with Google in a minute, because that's actually just a place to send subpoenas. But YouTube, I'll provide information for us in that, and PayPal as well. But for Bitcoin, because he puts his Bitcoin wallet address and Ethereum on there and his PayPal, All three of those you can submit claims to the IC3 about. IC3 are notoriously bad for not responding to people at all, but that supposedly is where you can send cybercrime complaints for people running scams. And I would mention all the murder stuff and arson and acid attack and all that. Um, Might prick someone's ears up, but I doubt it. I mean, I'm just telling the truth. I kind of doubt that they'll pay any attention to it at all. Um, but the subpoena thing is interesting because a pro se subpoena, I've never done anything like that. And I wouldn't do it for me because it doesn't apply to me. I'm not a personal victim of crime. But anybody that wants to do a pro se subpoena, I'll try to find a form like that and put it over there too. But basically, if you were a victim of crime, you don't need an attorney to subpoena Google, YouTube, or any social media platform uh, for releasing his information or holding him accountable for the crime or whatever. So, yeah, if I do that, I don't know how that would go. But the interesting thing for me would be just making them aware that he's raising money for crime and getting that stopped and seeing what else that could cause them to do. Because right now, reading that see all the stuff that he did to Kathy in Canada, uh, all the statute of limitations would be up on all that stuff, but the extortion never would be, apparently. So, and that's so clearly extortion. So, and they did, not even really do much on the information she gave them about Luna and what they were there doing, even though she was implicating herself, uh, and I think probably telling the truth on all of that. So there's a couple of authorities, bodies in Canada that could go and subpoena Google and all these social media platforms to release any information they have that can help them find him, extradite him to Canada for extortion. There's just lots of different things. You don't have to only look at what he did to Luna because he committed other crimes really stupidly, right in your face with a really easy way to prove it up. The only thing going on right now is the inability to find him, and maybe if his money supply were cut off, that would not be such a big deal, or if they used subpoenas towards social media companies for information, which would then maybe lead to going after the ISP for, address information, which some people think if they have a VPN, like nobody will ever find you, but that's not true. VPNs do retain, some of them do retain information on you, and if they're subpoenaed, they will give it out. So I don't know, just some ideas, may do nothing, but at least, like for me, like I know I looked at everything I could and tried to kind of do something. Because I always felt a little guilty that I never said anything because I started watching their videos and I really, in one live stream particularly, before I knew any of this other stuff, was observing his behavior with her. And I almost thought about like finding out if I could find an email address and telling her a few things, but I didn't do that. And then all this other stuff happened, so this is sort of like my karma, trying to make that right. But anyway, yeah, anybody that wants to do any of that, and if that's helpful, there you go. See you later.